Hey everyone, it's Hillary of Creative Faith and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad you're here, and today I have a really fun bullet journal catch-up video. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, I in 2019 did a bullet journal for my daily and weekly planner, and I loved it so much. And this year though, I switched to using a happy planner for my weekly and monthly journaling, but I did still want to keep a bullet journal, and it just looks a little bit different than it did last year. I do have a whole bullet journal playlist that I'll link down below, and then I also have a 2020 bullet journal setup video where I show you guys what is in this bullet journal. So this is a Clever Fox bullet journal dot grid notebook, and I will link this notebook on Amazon. It has really thick, beautiful pages. The dots are a little closer together than your average notebook, dot grid notebook, but I really love it, and it's small and compact. So what you guys have seen me do is I'm working on catching up. So in February 1st, I got married, which is so exciting, but it made for a really crazy month, and January and February were both really crazy. So it's the end of February when I filmed this, and I had a stack and pile of things that I wanted to add and put into my bullet journal. So to start off, you guys saw me updating my year overview with some dates, and then you guys saw me add, I'm doing a box a month with the highlights of each month, so awesome things that happened. And so I updated January and February's, and so that was really neat. I'm kind of using this for more memory keeping. And so now what I'm doing is, like I said, I had this big pile of stuff that I wanted to add into my bullet journal, and so I am cutting out little pieces of it. And so I have January and February adventure pages, and so this is kind of my way of scrapbooking. And so I'm cutting out little bits. The January currently and prayer requests, well, they look like stickers, but they're actually a printable from my Etsy shop. I used, and you'll see them throughout the rest of this, I have a bullet journal, planner, habit tracker printable in my Etsy shop, and it's really awesome. It has a lot of like prayer or page topic ideas for you guys, like currently, prayer requests, meal plans, things like that. And so you guys can print them out on clear sticker paper or white sticker paper and add them into your planner. It also has all of the months and all of the days of the week, and so I really love using that printable. It also has little mini calendars that I use for habit tracking, and if you guys watch my 2019 bullet journal videos or even my happy planner videos from this year, I use that habit tracking little mini calendars so much, you guys. The printable comes with every single possible monthly setup, and then it also has some blank ones, so you guys could fill in your own numbers too. But it saves me so much time to use that habit tracker printable, so I'm not spending hours drawing out little boxes like I used to. So I will link that printable in my Etsy shop if you guys want to check it out. It is a really great printable, really affordable. You buy it once and it will last you your whole life when you are going and planning, and it just saves me a lot of time, and that was kind of my goal for creating it. So you'll see it a little bit more throughout this setup. Now, for my January setup, I have this little box on the bottom that says currently, and I picked up this Faith Happy Planner from, I think it was from Joann's. I had like double coupons and a gift card and stuff, and I really like how it has these topics for currently. So currently rejoicing in, opportunity to serve, where my heart is, trusting God in, finding hope in. I just love the prompts, and so I took some of those and moved them over into my bullet journal. Stay tuned for how I'm going to be using this happy planner. I am really excited to show you guys what I have in store for it and a new project up my sleeves, a new/old project. So stay tuned for that video. Leave any comments below if you have any guesses or suggestions or ideas for how you think I'm going to use it. But I'm so excited about it, and I can't wait to jump in and get started. But for now, I am just using it to gather some prompts for my Currently page. And so, just like I said, I am using this bullet journal a little bit more for memory keeping. And so I can look back and see all of the really awesome things that God has done in my life in 2020. So I love how my little scrapbook page turned out. These are my, my wedding planning bullet journal pages, and I actually have a YouTube video that is, I think, 10 or 11 wedding bullet journal spread ideas, and so I'll link that video in the description box below. If you are planning on getting married, it has a ton of really awesome ideas for you. And so one of the things I originally made a vision board for my wedding in my Happy Planner, but one of the things that I don't love about Happy Planner as much is that it is not like as permanent, because I obviously can take the pages out. And so I moved my vision board over into my bullet journal, and so I just pulled off my favorite pages from the vision board, and then we'll recycle the rest of the pages, so that way it's kind of permanently here in my 2020 bullet journal. So the next thing I did was I didn't want my thank you page to be showing here on the video, but also just in general. And so I found this really pretty purple scrapbook paper from the Planner Society. And I just added some washi tape and made it like a little door there. So I love how it turned out, and my wedding colors were purple. I do have a wedding vlog video that I'll link down below if you guys are interested to see what my wedding was like. It is such a special video on my YouTube channel, and you guys have been loving it so far. So definitely check out that video if you want more peeks into our wedding. So anyways, that's kind of a neat way to hide things that you don't want showing, is to cover it with scrapbook paper. Then I did my February cover page, and so you guys saw me put down Distress ink. That's Distress Oxide ink, and normally it bleeds through the pages, but these Clever Fox dot grid journal pages are so thick, you guys, and so the only little bit of the ink that you see is from where it kind of spilled over the edge onto the back side. So I did that, and then I put down the girl with the heart balloons is from my printable set called Release Love. I'll link that in my Etsy shop down below. I love using planner printables or Bible journaling printables in my planner. I was going to use those stamps on the background also, but then forgot about them. But I think it looks really cool with just the girl holding the balloons, and then the February sign that I had came from the same planner bullet journal printable that I was telling you guys about earlier. So lots of fun printables in my Etsy shop that you guys can use in your planners, and so yeah, definitely check out that printable and all the other fun printables I have. It means just the world to me when you guys support my Etsy shop. It's how I'm able to kind of keep going with creative faith. It's my dream someday that it can help support my family financially. So anyways, thank you guys for purchasing and supporting my Etsy shop. So now I am doing my February adventures page. So many fun things happened in February. Went to not one but 2 Blazer games, and we had our wedding. I went to Jumanji, celebrated my birthday at Red Robin, Valentine's Day, our first Valentine's Day together. So many really fun things happened in February, and I just love seeing all that documented. Next, I am updating my Word of the Year page in my bullet journal. I have a little Word of the Year notebook, and I actually have a YouTube video about that I will link in the description box below. But I wanted to copy over a few different quotes and verses that I have been gathering and documenting in my little notebook. I wanted to move it over into this kind of title page for my Word of the Year, or words, I guess is really what it is, because there's 2 of them. So I wanted to move them over into my bullet journal. And it's just a good way for me to remember what my words of the year are and what I've been learning about them. And so I wrote out this quote that I found from Rick Warren, and I'm writing out a few songs about joy that I've been listening to a lot. And then I'm also going to write out a Bible verse about sacrifice. And so I'd love to know in the comments down below, you guys, do you have a word of the year? And do you have it kind of documented in your planner or your bullet journal? I would love to know. And it's just been really neat to see what God's been teaching me about joy and sacrifice in 2020. And I think it's so important that we document and write down what we are learning, whether you are a believer or not. But it's just important to document the phases and stages and seasons in our lives and what we're learning and doing, so we can look back and remember all we have to be thankful for. So I got kind of all of that set up, and so now I'm going to set up my merch page, and I totally love how this merch page turned out. And so you see I have a little cactus image over on the right side of the screen, and I'm doing basically the same technique I did for February, but using green for March and using a different printable. I'm using green for March to represent St. Patrick's Day and spring. The cactus image is from my Seasons of Prayer spring set, and it has some of my favorite images I've ever drawn and designed, including this cute little cactus, and so I'll link that in my Etsy shop below, so definitely check that out. It's a really, really fun printable, and I just love the cacti image. And then these March letters that look like Scrabble letters are a freebie. You guys, they are totally free on my blog. And I'll link the blog post below. I use this printable so much, whether it's in my planner or in my bullet journal or in my Bible journaling or in my junk journaling. It is a really awesome free printable. So you guys can print it as much as you want, and alphabets are really, really key staple printables, I think, because you can use them for everything. And so I just love how it turned out. Oh my goodness, I love how the Scrabble letters look with the smooshed background with the cactus image. I just think it turned out so cool. And then this March image that I am just put down came from that same planner, bullet journal, habit tracker printable. And then I really like writing Bible verses on my cover pages, and I actually have a whole Bible or a whole bullet journal video with Christian bullet journal ideas, and I'll link that video down below. And this is one of those ideas, is to incorporate a Bible verse on your cover page. And so I wrote out 1 Corinthians 13, part of those verses there, because that was what was read at our wedding, and also it was just a really important verse for Juan and I to remember through the month of February, especially our first month married. And then I wrote, God is making all things new for March, as I just think about spring and new life, and the cactus kind of represents a desert season and coming out of that. So next I am updating my goals. I will have, in hopefully the month of March, a video all about how I set my goals and how I am keeping track of them. So stay tuned for that video. But here's kind of a little peek into the setup I have and all the different categories I wrote goals for. Well, Juan and I wrote them together. And I am just kind of assigning a number to each of them as I kind of think about how well I did in these various categories of my life. So 10 is like, wow, really good, and 1 is not as good. And I used my very favorite highlighters. I will link them on Amazon down below. They are awesome highlighters, and most of them are what I used for color coding my goals for the year. And then I made this fun 20 in 2020 page where I made donate 20 items, 20 date nights, 20 makeup free days. So I was trying to come up with 20 things to do in 2020. And then the funny circles, I want to eventually make a balloon page for family birthdays, but I haven't made that quite yet. And then I was updating my period tracker, and I messed up on my, I write out my credit card totals each month, and I accidentally wrote down January's twice. So I needed to wipe that out. And next we're on my kind of songs for the year section. So I each month have a different set of songs that are kind of important to me, or that Juan and I are listening to a lot in the month. And so I updated that for January and February. And then for the other side of that page, I have songs I want to download and keep on my phone or iPod. And so then that was all my music pages. And then now this is how I keep track of my YouTube videos, what I film and edit and have scheduled. And so there's January and February, and then now it's time to set up March and April. So this is a really great way that I have found to kind of keep track of YouTube video ideas, as well as keep track of what videos I've filmed and what videos I've already edited. Before I got married, I used to do a lot of batch work, and so I would on Fridays and Saturdays film 3 to 5 videos ahead for the month, because sometimes my months get really crazy, and so that way I am able to plan ahead and get ahead on my YouTube filming. And so then also I'll kind of rearrange things. So maybe I'll have one video down for 1 week, but then I have another idea, or I have a collaboration with someone or something like that, and so then they need to get moved around, which is why I use sticky notes. So this is a really great sticky note way to use sticky notes, and that way I can move them around, and then eventually I glue them down once they are already filmed and edited and scheduled. And I have been thinking about doing a video on different business bullet journal spread ideas. So if that would be something you guys would be interested in seeing, leave me a comment down below. But different ways to use your bullet journal if you have a business or run a blog or things like that. So let me know if that is a video you guys would want to see. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss out on any videos, and give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you guys for supporting Creative Faith, and let me know what you think of this video in the comments below. See you next time. Bye.